Tell me a little bit about your background. What makes you qualified to be a martial arts teacher?
I'm a ninth degree right now.
Ninth degree black belt?
Ninth degree black belt. I studied various systems, covered most of the systems actually. Wing Chun, Jiu Jitsu, Kali Salat, for those who know. Got 13 years Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Taekwondo is the first system. I've been in the game for, like I said, for a very long time. I got like 40-something years. 40-something years in the game. 40 years in the game. So that's what makes you qualified.
Your teaching philosophy. How would you classify your teaching philosophy?
When you're learning something, take your time to learn it. Then, when you learn how to learn slow, you'll be able to pick it up and move faster.
So what values do you teach that somebody could like use in the future, like some of your students?
Whatever you do, be consistent with it. Consistency, they say motivation is one thing, then they got the motivation thing, then they got the, what do you call it, the motivation, determination, all good stuff. Consistency beats all of it, right? Discipline is cool, but consistency beats all of it, because as long as you're consistent, it means you're going to be doing it repetitiously. Discipline allows a person to come into a mental state, but you can't always discipline another person, nor yourself. That's why you see most martial artists, they take breaks because they were taught discipline. I was taught consistency, and then I learned to be consistent with whatever majority of what I'm doing, especially martial arts.
So how long you been teaching martial arts?
Wow, man. I got about, I never really counted. You know what I mean? Honestly, never counted. You know, I don't really keep track of certain things. I know. I like to get to work, but I got about 25, close to pushing. You know, it'll be 30 years in the game. You know, I got like 25 indefinitely, teaching wise.
What are some safety standards that you have to do to make sure like your students don't get hurt? Give me some safety.
We work sensitivity drills. Right? We work sensitivity and pressure a lot, even with striking. Yeah, we work sensitivity drills, pressure drills, and control drills. Right? So then we learn to control the position, right, and the action. Right? So for me, it's like, okay, what are we doing when? So what does this mean? And then what does this mean? What does jab mean? What does the cross mean? And then how much control do you have over that striking position, right? And is your hand in the correct position, right? So even like offense, defense, right? When we say linear, we we parry things linear, right? Circle attacks, we cover, we should say shield, right? Consistency gives you, how much you do it, how long you're doing it for, gives you that experience as far as your control. And once again, going slow, learning what to do, then knowing what to do, right? And I say go slow first. Get the rhythm, get the timing, get the positioning, then move fast.
So what systems have you learned? Like,
Yeah, well, Jiu-Jitsu,
Wing Chun.
I would just, Jiu-Jitsu more like when I look at Jiu-Jitsu, look at Aikido, look at Judo, they're similar as far as joint manipulations, body control, right? Not standing wise. Standing, you go standing into takedown, right? judo, jiu-jitsu, aikido. They're very much similar, right? Focusing on majority, focus on manipulations, grabs, sweeps, throws, right? Wing Chun, we have sweeps, we have grabs, we have throws, not as much concentrated or not as much focused as far as grab, sweeps, throws as aikido, jiu-jitsu, or judo. So we work more on striking positions. Sinai punch, chain punch, right? Back fist, elbows, knees, and then basic kicks.
Alright, so like you do Taekwondo too, and
Yeah, that's it. And another thing, Taekwondo. So you're looking at Taekwondo. I was taught Taekwondo ITF. So ITF, the way I was taught it, we're punchers but we're kickers. So ITF style, I'm taught, you learn to kick, but then you also learn how to box. Like my teachers, like you know how these hands. So you had to know a jab, cross, hook, uppercut. And then you learned whether some people say tourniquet, some people say roundhouse, whatever you want to call it. Then you learn how to use, your legs, your side kicks, your back kick, your backspin kick, your crescent kick. Some people like the 360 kicks, tornado kick, whatever. You learn that, but then you also learn that, with like the setup of your hand placement, your striking placement, position, right? And is your hand in the correct position, right? So even like offense, defense, right? When we say linear, we parry things linear, right? Circle attacks, we cover, we should say shield, right? Consistency gives you how much you do it, how long you're doing it for, gives you that experience as far as your control. And once again, going slow, learning what to do, then knowing what to do, right? And I say go slow first. Get the rhythm, get the timing, get the positioning, then move fast.
so does learning martial arts affect your spiritual systems?
Yes and no. I look at martial arts differently. Martial arts, for me, for martial arts, I think people have the wrong concept or ideas of what martial arts is or what it should be. Because martial arts, that word martial means what? Right? So it's an action word. So we're only a martial artist when we're actually performing certain activities, Besides that, martial arts and spirituality, they really don't go together. Because you got two different types of actions. When you're looking at spirituality, you're looking at peace, right? Tranquility, right? Nirvana, etc. When you're looking at spirituality, I say soulfulness. And when you're looking at martial arts, for me, I'm thinking war. I don't look at martial arts the way that the other people taught it. No disrespect to the Chinese, the Japanese, etc. Even certain people might be like, oh, I don't know too many people's martial arts was actually really peaceful martial arts. And I don't think you could be peaceful and harmful at the same time. So I don't think they go together. I think there's a time for people to deal with their spirituality, and there's a time for people to deal with their martial arts. I wouldn't say bring them together, because they really don't go together.
Okay. That's a good one, because I remember there's a dude, Thich Nhat Hanh. You heard of him?
Mm.
He got kicked out of Vietnam. He got banned because he was all on that peace when America was attacking.
Yeah, it's like right. It's like
It was like you don't have to get out of here.
Yeah, right. It's like can you really do both at the same time? Can you have war and peace at the same time, in the same moment?
Isn't that what balance is? Perfect balance.
That balance is right, but see, scale. Martial arts, once again, when you think in martial arts, calming the mind, balancing the mind. Yes, having control and over the mind, but that's something totally different. In order to have control of over your mind, you have to know how the mind works, right? You got to know what your subconscious is doing. You got to know what your conscious is doing. To me, that ain't got nothing to do with martial arts, right? Because now you have to say, well, what is neuroticism, and then what is psychosomaticism, right? Neuroticism, making the mind, the mental is departing from its clarity, right? Or its calculations is off, right? There's error, right? What is psychosomaticism? Psychosomaticism is the mind making or the brain making the body ill. So you have an effect once, neuroticism, with the brain, something's affecting the brain to have error, right? And then you have the brain affecting the body to have error. That's got nothing to do with martial arts. And a lot of people don't realize that when you looking at the subconscious, right? When you're looking at how the subconscious works, right? That's the reactive part of, has security, like, it's like guards in the brain, right? And, even when people are talking, you can't say certain things, it doesn't get through because of those bounces in the brain, that security system. So the subconscious is doing what? It's storing all the information, right? Now, the conscious is responding to the information.
And replaying it.
Well, analytically done, the subconscious is replaying it, not the conscious.
Well, you could consciously think of something. Yeah.
But once we see something, we know something, it gets already stored. Right? Right. So say for instance, you have an address. Now you know how to get there. You don't have to think about getting there now. Once you know it. That is a program going into your file cabinet in your subconscious. Analytical, so now we look at the word analytical. Analytical means what? The mind that computes. It's calculating. Right? So when we're looking at the conscious is calculating. The conscious is dealing with intelligence. That's why it's different between being intelligent and being smart.
Intelligence or smart. So which one would you choose?
It's situational. You know what I mean? I like to have them both. I've acquired both, and so say for instance, you're looking at certain types of smarts. This person's street smart, and they say that person's book smart. But at the end of the day, so now, okay, cool. This person's street smart. This person's book smart. That means this person has this type of education. Now you're looking at, say that person's intelligent. That means that person is coming up with calculations that they're figuring something out that somebody else didn't figure out. That's intelligence. Intelligence is coming up with something that you don't know and somebody else don't know. That's intelligence. Intelligence has to deal with creativity.
Yeah. Okay. So does martial arts teach your body intelligence?
It does, because cells record, right? Because cells record. So since cells record, cells are like mini computers, right? Each cell is like a brain, right? So it's like, how you know this is hot? Oh, this is cold, right? You put your hand in fire. Oh, you get burned. Well, so that cell tells the rest of the body or the other cells, also tells the brain, that's harmful. That's danger, right? That's painful. The cells communicate that first. The brain don't know that until the cells communicate that. right?
Yeah, it has to travel through your spine all the way up
It
to
go
your
the
brain.
central nervous system is right, right. The cells record, and then they tell the central nervous system. That's why people have, nervous problems, or and we'll talk about that later. But that's going to more of a health field. But yeah, so yes, so martial arts for me is like one thing we will do is we'll touch, right, and we'll say, so I'll put my hand next to somebody else's hand. I'll close my eyes, and I'll say, when I punch, you move or you guard. Our eyes be closed, we blindfold, and every time I move, they can feel. So now, that's telling them, it's communicating them, I'm acting, and then they will react to it. So and the more you get that down, like the sensitivity part, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you start touching, right? And Wing Chun, we say trapping. Best trappers are the person their responses, their reaction times a lot faster. Touch and they're already gone. All right. Now hit you with like 8 strikes. You can touch them once and they'll be somewhere else, and they'll be moving on you. Same thing with Kali, because Kali has trapping. It's called a lot.
Do you have a favorite system that you've learned?
It's between Kali and Salat. Like I said, for me, they cover all bases. Everything you've seen in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you got it. And you got Dumag, right? So Kali Salat got ground game, right? So not only do they have ground game, but they got a lot of striking from ground game. Like now you're starting to see like movies like Raid that came out. You say like this dude's coming. He's got all the ground attacks. He's coming like he's fighting from the water, right? He ain't fighting from the land. Raid 1, Raid 2. Check it out. Nasty stuff.
There was a Batman where they made up a style, PC or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Batman.
Oh, we're unified combat. That's the style. We combine all the systems and just put them together how we see it. This is our style. Unified combat is a style. It's a system. It's not just a system. It's a people. It's us. But we are the system.
Okay. So why do you want to teach?
Ah, man. Some people got jobs. Some people got hobbies. I got both. My job is my hobby. My hobby is my job. And it's only my job because I get paid for it. But it don't feel like work. I was making a lot more money doing construction. I was property manager for construction for a very long time, like 15 years. Right? I used to be mad every time, like we're on the road, I'm supposed to be at class, I'm annoyed. Because I'm like, I want to go teach. I want to teach, but also I want interaction. Because everybody knows me, I'm a fan of getting on the ground, hitting the floor. I'm a fan of contact. That's what we do. We like contact. The way we teach, the way we learn, it's got to be contact. Anytime you learn something, it's got to be some type of contact. And it can't be that fake contact. Punching the air. Yeah, you don't learn like that. That's why I got a bunch of people who only took a certain amount of classes. They're on social media saying, "Look, I had this fight, but I only had a few classes from Salaam, and they got busy." Right? I'm well known for that. I'm well known for teaching people in a short amount of time how to be effective, because we only work with the fundamentals of effectiveness. Some people say train your body first. I say train your attack first. Because you can't become a bodybuilder in a week, right? Or you can't build certain muscles in a week, right? So some people are like, oh yeah, you got to work out hard. Now this person punches you in the face. All that working out, you just went out the window. Why? Because you didn't know the basics as far as offense, defense. So no, it's always offense, defense. It's a workout in between, also a workout on the lines. But no, it's definitely work that offense, work that defense. And then yeah, and stay in shape as much as you can. I plan to fight for 30 seconds if I can. Hopefully not that long. 5 minutes is a very long time. I mean, I'm not nobody who's. I'm saying 5 minutes maybe for sport, and that's a long time too. When you're looking at situations. Okay, well, are you preparing for it? See, now you have to figure out, are you preparing for the ring or are you preparing for the street? Because two different things.
So you prepare people for real life.
I teach street and ring, but I also teach them, listen, you better know the difference. You know what I mean? Because ain't no protection on the cold steel. On the cold steel, ain't no protection. These are knuckles, right? That pad, you got a little safety with the pad. You're going to get hit hard. That's why you got boxing. But them knuckles, especially if your knuckles are solid, you know how to punch, you're a striker. Oh Lord, that jaw gets hit a lot harder. You got pad with the glove. You got to pad with the fist. And then you take away that pad, and if I take my fingers and I'm thinking I want to go past your eyeball, because this is how I'm feeling, right? I ain't got no glove, right? You gotta be mindful of that. It ain't no fair fight. When I'm outside or anything else, I'm expecting if a dude, if I had hit and somebody pull out, I wouldn't I wouldn't care about it. I gotta expect that. It ain't no pull my hair. No, it's what I'm gonna do to get him off of my hair if I had hair. You know what I mean? It ain't no gonna kick me in my nuts. Oh, you got that one off. That's all it is. That's why we train for the unexpected. If you're training, you're training for respond to anything that you can or what's possible that can happen. Yeah. So if I'm just training boxing, then and I can't use my elbows, with my boxing. So I'm a good boxer, right? So I'm a really good boxer. But now I get to throw elbows and knees. Oh, mind you, a great boxer. But now he can throw elbows and knees. His performance don't go down, don't stay the same. It goes up. He's got more tools to work with. That's why, listen, Jake Paul and all that shit is fake. The reason why is because they have a clause. It's like if you're going to get an MMA guy to fight a boxer, that's not an MMA fight versus boxing fight.
Yeah.
Because the boxers will not, they're not fighting with elbows and knees and kicks and takedowns. Why do you think you've never seen it before?
Never see that.
You never seen it before.
Yeah.
You only see it's only one directional. It's somebody else's way. It's the boxer's way. No disrespect to boxers, but it's not a complete fight to where you say, okay, this is MMA versus boxing. They keep saying they're going to jump in the octagon. We've never seen them jump in the octagon. And have these older dudes who like, listen, man, I need a check. And listen, we know all of them got paid off. And listen, no disrespect. Like, you older. Dana ain't giving out no money. We know Dana tight. Dana don't want nobody but a commercial. He tight. He tight in the pockets. So now, these fighters, they fight for little bit of money, for the training that they do, the abuse that they put the body through. And what happens? You got these guys saying that, yeah, this fight's gonna happen and it's MMA versus boxing, but no, that's not what's happening, because you don't see no elbows, no, you don't see nothing but a jab, cross hook, and an uppercut. That ain't MMA. That's boxing. And I don't think the two belong in the same arena anyways. Because boxing is boxing, MMA is MMA. Now, if you really wanted to be in the same arena, well, let them go free for all. Like I said, I'm not expecting to do. For me, it's like when I say I'm in the streets and I'm gonna have a street fight, I'm like, if he pull it out, I gotta back out. I don't want to, but if it happens, you're not playing fair. No, I'm like, damn, we gotta go to work. We gotta go to work. We gotta figure this out. It's either you got it or I got it, right? Dude throw the kick to my head, whatever. He throw whatever. I gotta be all right to say no, right? And that's what we train for. Things happen, but we're training for. The only reason why we're training just to get too sharp, just to say, hey man, you know what? if I do need it, I got it. You know, I think that's for me, it's one of the biggest things I was training for. If I need it, I got it. Another thing, training is fun. You know, training is fun. It's also relaxing too. So training does also help with the mental state. Because after you finish throwing some punches and some kicks, if you did have like any type of in you, right? Anxiety, any type of stress, any type of anger, man, go hit them bags and for a few. It ain't gonna take it away forever, but you're gonna have a moment of time to where, you know, that's not what you like. If you just argue with your girl or the woman's arguing with the man, you ain't like after a while. Well, that's gonna subside because what you focused on. That training. After you finish training, I don't know what to tell you. You know, sometimes you have that long lasting. Sometimes people come to me, it's like, yo, I need this. Like when I'm over here and we're rocking, it's like, man, my mental state is at ease. Some people come to class, it helped. So I would definitely say, matter of fact, would you answer a question before, excuse me. It helps with the mental. You know? It helps with, that's why a lot of people do it. You know?
So practicing could be a meditation.
It can be a form of meditation, right? Right. Practicing can be a form of meditation, right? Correct.
I know Eckhart Tolle said in his book, The Power of Now, he was like, he watched birds. It's like, and then once in a while you'll see a bird stray into another bird's territory, and then he'll attack it or whatever, and then flap his wings, and as it's going away, it flaps his wings, releasing the surplus energy, and then it just paddles along like nothing never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't release that energy. The same thing you say.
Right.
But oh, so what's some examples of in real life, like that didn't happen with you, that you had to like dismantle a gun?
Oh man.
Disarming a gun,
Oh man.
somebody.
Bunch of stuff, man. You know, and I mean, just take guns to back in the days. You know, that's why I put it into the program, and when I taught it differently, I was teaching guns like, yo, get off the line. You know what I mean? You know, one thing is like, you know, I see some videos and they be like this, and the guy grabs the gun while he's standing in front of him, like the trigger ain't there, bro. I'm like, okay, cool, but see, I'm a shooter. We actively shoot. We're consistently. Look at the years we've been actively shooting. You know what I mean? I got like 15, 20 in the game. 20. I got 20 plus in the game shooting.
You go to the gun range?
At the gun range, right? I've been there for a very long time, so I know the projectiles. You know how they work. It's a projectile, right? You know, we throw knives, we throw axes, but we shoot. So I know damn well you are not standing in front of me, and I'm behind that trigger, and you're gonna stand there and perform this magical move. No, you better get off the line, and then you get control. Offline, get control, because the thing is, once it's coming down that line, and what I do to prove it is that I train BB gun. You know how many people getting shot? I said, yeah, go ahead and do that fix the pop. It hit him. And you don't know if it's real unless you actually do it. So we started to put projectiles in it. Like now I have like rubber bullets, like little soft ones, right? If they don't clear that line, they get hit. And definitely when we could put like a shield on the show, that's when we have fun, because now you know that's in the head. You feel it hit, you hear it hit. You know you got hit. So how we train gun disarms, we're gonna pull that trigger. Now you can really figure this out.
Maybe one more, cause I do gotta go. So how you see your future of what you're doing, what you plan on?
We're growing. You know what I'm saying? We're growing. We constantly coming back. Listen, the love is always there. The energy's always there. We're growing. You see? Unified combat. You know, Imperial combat. Unified combat, Imperial combat, Crusaders forever. Right? There's people who've been down with the system. Like, there's thousands of us, bro. You know, we are deep. I've told a lot of people. Every time you turn around, I see a student or somebody else knows a student. Like, yo, you train with Rock? Yeah. And see, we're brothers. See, the difference between us and other places, we're a true brotherhood. You know what I mean? I'm like, look, what's up? What we eating after class, right? We at the gun range, so we go barbecue. I chef up myself. You know what I mean? You know, students beefing. I'm on. Look, my students got problems. I'm over there. What are we doing? We talking about fights. Like Yonkers, I knocked out 3 dudes with pipes. That's on film, right? And we got a bunch of witnesses from Yonkers see me knock out 3 dudes with weapons. Same hand, right? Same hand. Matter of fact, it's a cop in Mount Vernon. AB, shout out to AB. AB was shout out to my brother, the AB the Beast. AB the Beast, Mount Vernon PD, right? He was security that day. That's my man too. It's my brother. You know he was involved. By the time he could get into action, I was already, you know, first dude, Zaim, wanted to call him slip and slide. I had to do so hard. I hit him so hard. I couldn't even get next to him. I got to go because I hit him and he was all the way over there. Right? But I don't glorify the violence part of it, man. Like I said, we fight like we train like we fight. If I'm ever get into a situation or altercation, I don't mind it. I like to sit in the backyard. I like to mind my business. You know, because we practice peace, but we train for war. That's what it is. And that's all it is.